Hurricane Katrina is closing in on the Louisiana coast now.
This will be a catastrophic event.
For a mandatory evacuation of the city.
Katrina blasted into New Orleans.
It is getting worse and flooded New Orleans.
80% of the city is underwater.
It is, as one person said this morning, almost biblical.
What happened on Monday when the levees broke and the city was flooded, the neighborhoods were destroyed, it affected 3 of our restaurants, plus it affected our corporate office and its staff.
It was just a devastating part of my life that Hurricane Katrina had hit. We lost a lot of, material-wise, we lost a lot of things, a lot of family memorabilia, because the water level that hit the Ninth Ward was just total chaos. And the devastation of the flood, it just overwhelming. This was my home at one time, I was raising a family here. You lost so much.
Taking care of the employees of Ruth's Chris that were directly affected was really the first priority for us. We posted an 800 number on our webpage and asked all affected employees to call the 800 number. We gave them 2 instructions. Go to the nearest Ruth's Chris and there'd be $1,000 in cash waiting for them. And there would be a job for them.
We didn't know where we was gonna be at, living at, like 15 of us in a little small house. The first call I get was Craig Miller. Craig said, "David, we want you to come with us. We'll see that your family is taken care of." And that was the happiest day of my life, because I said, he took time out to call me and to offer me my job. It still burns a hole in my heart, that he called me, and I always tell him, I said, "Man, I don't know what I would have did had you not made that call, And he said, "Well, Dave, I know you're a good man. That's why I called you, And I said, "I know you're a good man. That's why I came."
I come from a family of 4 children. My mother grew up in South Carolina, part of a very poor sharecropper family. She picked cotton. My dad was orphaned at a very early age. His father died when he was 8. He taught me that if I wanted something out of life, that I could get it, but it was up to me to work hard to make sure that happened. I have 3 wonderful kids. Just had my first grandchild a few weeks ago. A neighbor owned a restaurant called the Neptune in Rockledge, and I was only 13. Started off in the stock room and in the dish room. As I moved into high school, I would work in the mornings before class, opening up the restaurant, doing some short order cooking. I think I got the grease in my veins at that time, and that carried me to a successful restaurant career. I graduated from high school and didn't have the money to go to college, so went into the Air Force. I thought the GI Bill was probably a good thing that would help me get the college education that I wanted. Volunteered then and went to Vietnam in 1969. We were dealing with a great concept in Red Lobster back then. I learned a lot about how you treat employees, how you reward people, how you create incentives for people, and how you manage through a very, very powerful growth business. Because from those experiences gave me the opportunity to always be involved with some pretty growth-oriented companies.
I think hiring Craig was the decision of the entire enterprise. He came on board in 1984, and I think we had about 5 restaurants. 17 years later, we had well over 220 restaurants. That's a lot of jobs. You talk 220 restaurants, so you're talking 20-odd thousand people who went to work. Craig always had the drive and the instincts for taking us to the next step. I don't think I could have done it without Craig.
Well, the company, when Craig started with us, had really 0 market value. So Craig came into a very tough situation. When he started, we probably had about 3,000 employees. And when Craig left, we probably had about 6,500. So he doubled the size of the company.
I am a builder of businesses, and you know, this is a trait and something that I've done all my life, and I've been very successful at it. You can probably tell I have a lot of passion for what I've done in the past, but I have an equal amount of passion based on the fact that I think I can make a difference in Washington. I think I can make a difference in the people's lives of the people that live in this area, and I'm not afraid to take a chance.
I'm running for Congress to champion the values that made America great. I'm a pro-life Republican who believes in lower taxes and smaller government. I believe we should treat terrorists as enemy combatants, and I will protect the Second Amendment.
We need to return to the days where people are responsible for the success of our country, and that employees and companies and the private sector is driving the future of our country, not the public sector. We have to get our economy growing again. It's essential that we get our economy because it's the fuel that drives the success of our nation.
I'm confident that Craig will take the things that he has learned in business and apply them to politics.
You know, if he wanted to change his middle name to Integrity, he could probably get away with it because he is a man of integrity. Craig talks to you and he tells you something, rely on it.
He's the type of person that go all out the way for you. He's committed to what he's doing, and he's going to do what he's committed to do.
Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. To learn more about my campaign, go to CraigMillerForCongress.com. And thanks very much for your help.